What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Sunday afternoon. Reason for the video is, well, some people have asked me about my thoughts on Vegan Gaines' divorce, which has been beaten to death with a horse. But one person raised up an interesting question to me as far as to whether Jasmine can get spousal support. And I'm more than happy to oblige on that. The first thing I had to really do is read Canadian law, and stuff. As I'm a red blooded American, I'm not familiar with those maple syrup drinkers. So I did read the law itself. Now, when it comes to Canada, apparently they don't have a no fault. They have a what's called a no fault divorce. So one or the other cannot blame each other whatsoever for the ending of the divorce itself. And even though the paperwork is finalized, that doesn't mean that Jasmine can't come back later and get money from my cousin. She can simply get an attorney and ask for an amount to be paid to her that maintains the same quality of life that she had while being married. She would, of course, have to prove that she sacrificed uh, her, basically her quality of living in order to be with my cousin. And seeing as how she moved from Switzerland over to Canada, or is it Australia or Uzbekistan or something? I don't know. I don't keep up with where she's from. We'll just say she's from Greenland. So the Greenland citizen moved all the way over to be with Vegan Gains, so that can be considered as a sacrifice. However, given the general situation and disposition, I believe that if Jasmine probably tried to go after those assets, she would not be very popular on the internet. Does it really matter? No. So, quite frankly, it puts my cousin in a very precarious situation. To where eventually, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, folks. Given the type of sloth that she is, and that my cousin pretty much describes, eventually she probably will go and get an attorney and try to get some of that YouTube revenue that my cousin's getting, and we'll probably end up getting half of it though. Possibly. That's if she is slothy enough to actually do something like that. Now, I don't like my cousin too much there, in his vegan ways or anything like that, and we don't really get along. But at the same time, he's earned his money by all the fucking abuse that he's taken over the years, twerking and singing disgusting songs and stuff like that. I mean, I find it very, excuse me for a moment, I find it very embarrassing, but at the same time, he did indeed earn his money. But, quite frankly, Canadian law is almost the same as U.S. law. But it just remains to be seen. So my cousin probably just needs to be nice to Jasmine and just work out whatever apartment arrangements. I can now see why he agreed to pay first and last month's rent or so forth. But it takes a real dirtbag in order to actually do something like that. But honestly, it's my job to answer the questions that you guys pose to me. And, even though their divorce is finalized, she can just turn around and go get money. There's always a path to open up the books, you know. And if you find that greedy lawyer, that ambulance chaser in Canada, because they even in Canada they have ambulance chasers. except instead of driving around in a car, they ride on a moose or something, or a slow elk or something. I don't know. But in any event, they do chase ambulances. And if the right one finds Jasmine, my cousin's gonna have to give up some of them ducats. Just keeping it real and telling to you like it is. But that's all I got to say for right now. Be sure to like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. Also visit vincegoodrum.com. And as always, peace and soul.